We are getting some deals today, baby. What is going on, guys? Joe Gonzalez back again with another video, and today we are driving for dollars. I'm going to be sharing with you guys how I locate the best opportunities, how I then create a list, what I do with those lists, and then finally how I monetize on those lists. Here's a fun fact. I got my first real estate deal utilizing this exact same strategy, so I know for a fact that it works. Enough talking, guys. Let's go ahead and drive for dollars. All right, guys, I'm looking for things such as boarded up houses. That is a great sign, which probably tells you that the house is vacant, high grass, full mailboxes, a bad roof. A telling sign of that would be a blue tarp on the roof. Another one is code violation signs on either the door or the window. I'm looking for properties that look like they are in some sort of distress. Oh, wow, beautiful. Let me go ahead and show you guys this property here. This one is going on my list for sure. Oh, that looks like a good one. That is a prime example of what we're looking for. This house is boarded up. I'm pretty sure it's vacant. So I'm gonna go ahead and jot this one down here in my notebook. And guys, you don't want to overcomplicate driving for dollars. So all you need is a notebook, and you're gonna create two columns. One is a property address, and on the other side, I like to write down what the distress was, and then later on I go ahead and find out who owns that property. But for now, just focus on writing down the address of the property. Nope. I thought that was one. No. Now, it's important for you to differentiate between someone who just doesn't keep up with the house and a house that might have distress. If you can find houses that look vacant, that is a bonus. So I always try to go for houses that are vacant or just look like they have not been kept up with. Check this out, guys. You know for a fact I'm gonna get this property down. Okay, prime example of what we're looking for. We're looking for properties under some sort of distress. I see a bunch of notices on the door, so I'm just gonna get this property down. Bingo, that's what we look for. This would be a great example of a house that just hasn't been kept up. You see high grass everywhere, and I'm definitely gonna write this one down. So when I said blue tarp, I did not mean blue tarp on a car. I meant blue tarp on a roof. Whenever I'm out here driving for dollars, I try to at least get 50 properties. If I don't get 50 properties, I feel like a failure. If you can get 50 properties on a driving for dollars session, that is a pretty successful session. If you can do 100, geez, power to you. All right, let me show you guys another example. So I'm gonna get this property down as well. They're getting work done. I wanna see if they wanna sell. You know, not everybody wants to just go ahead and deal with a bunch of repairs. If they wanna sell, then I'm looking to buy. Man, I'm trying to locate a property with roof problems. I know it's out here, where is it? Bam. So I don't know how long that tarp has been there, but we're gonna go ahead and see if they want to sell. How you doing? Can I wholesale your house? Keep in mind, to this day, I still feel like I'm doing something sketchy when I'm driving for dollars. That never goes away. You are gonna get weird looks from people, and sometimes you accidentally come back to the same street that you drove by, and the people are like, why the hell is this person coming by 2 to 3 times? That's normal. Just get the addresses, write them down, get in, get out, go about your day. Check this out, guys. This is why driving for dollars is just such an amazing tool. This property is definitely vacant. The rail here has not been complete. I'm pretty positive you can't find this property on any list that you purchased. This is why I just love driving for dollars. Before you get started and you actually start driving around, make sure you know what area you're gonna go ahead and hit, because the last thing you want to do is not know what area you're gonna go ahead and target and just drive around for hours trying to find the right area. The sweet spot that I found is around 175, 185 ARV. So, look. So I just found a perfect example. I see some type of notice on the door. So, perfect. A lot of times I go ahead and jot down properties that have stuff like this, which means they might be trying to clear stuff out. They might be trying to relocate. So it might be a great property to mail out to. So this is a prime example of the type of property we want, guys. Garage needs to be replaced. House needs to be repainted. It's definitely looking outdated. Vacant. So I'm gonna add this to the list. And then we're just gonna keep on doing this until we get 50 properties today. Another great tip for you guys is do your driving whenever everybody's at work. So a weekday around maybe 9, 10 a.m., get your coffee and just make a nice little morning ritual out of it. The reason why you want to do it in the morning is there'll be less cars, because sometimes cars will obstruct distresses in the house. You won't be able to see the distress if there's a lot of cars. So when I do this in the morning. Definitely. Ooh, there goes a nice one. Let me back up. All right, guys, so here's another example of a property that has just been pretty much left vacant. And as you can tell, or I don't know if you can tell through here, but the gate is rusted. It just needs TLC all over. And I'm getting this one down on my list because the chances of them perhaps wanting to sell are extremely high. And keep in mind, what we do is we help the values go back up and make sure that we make the neighborhood look attractive. You know, imagine if this guy here wanted to sell his property and he's living next door to a homeowner that has not kept up with his house, just leaves it vacant. He's gonna have a hard time selling. So we're pretty much just helping these homeowners be able to sell their property for full market value. We do a great service to the community, guys. Don't forget that. Howdy, future neighbor. Another tip, guys, is if you have cars behind you, just put your hazards on and let them go. Whenever I first got started, if I was driving for dollars, I was also listening to a podcast. I was turning my car into a classroom. That was so powerful. Sometimes go ahead and cut the music. If anything, sometimes music distracts me whenever I am driving for dollars. So I would put on the podcast, drive, find properties. I'm growing my mind, and at the same time, I'm creating opportunity for myself. So that's just another tip for you guys. Check this out. So this house is definitely vacant. All right. So it's all ripped up. I don't know if you guys can see that. Blinds are just down, curtains falling. The garage, it's rusted on the sides. Wood is rusted. There's a personal lockbox, which shows me that there's no realtor. There's no realtor sign out here. And I'm very interested. And I believe that completes 50 properties for me. You might be asking yourself, okay, I have the list. What do I do with it now? How do I target these homeowners? And it's simple. If you're new to wholesaling, you should not be spending thousands of dollars in marketing. Right now, you want a very targeted list like the one you just created. And from there, you want to use the cheapest marketing methods to reach out to these homeowners. You're gonna take the list that you created, you're gonna go online, and you're gonna pull your tax assessor website. What I do is I do direct mail, and I also call the homeowners. Why? Because it's so cheap. To cold call, you only need to skip trace the list, which is very inexpensive. And then from there, I simply just call them. Go ahead and have conversations with the homeowners. And if you're sending direct mail, you can also send them a letter that you handwrite, or you can make a letter on Word and just mail it to them. The cost of this is just going to be an envelope and a stamp, which is very cheap to get started. And like I mentioned, I like to do both. That gives me the best response rate. And that's it, guys. Hopefully you got some value out of this. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them down in the comments. I answer every single question. I want to make sure you guys are getting this material so you guys can keep growing.